What brings me here is my international record for making the world's smallest and lightest communication satellite in the weight of 7.32 grams. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Raveen Raj. I am currently in my final year pursuing aerospace engineering at Hindustan University. Let's begin to the top of simplicity and innovation. When I was 7 years old, I didn't dream of becoming a scientist. I didn't know anything about engineering, technology, or innovation. All I had was an unusual habit. I like breaking things. Can you beat that? I like breaking things. Remote cars, LED lights, old radios, old toys, mixers, etc. If it had wires, I pulled them. If it had screws, I unscrewed them. Everyone thought I was just being naughty. I wasn't breaking things, I was understanding things. What they saw as a mess, I saw as the mystery. What they call destruction, I call curiosity. That moment, I saw the flashing LED lights in the bicycle wheel. I stood there, absolutely fascinated, wondering, how is this working? That moment planted a seed in my mind, a seed of wonder, a seed that slowly grown with obsession. Yes, I got scolded by everyone a lot, but curiosity is more louder than the scolding. That scolding slowly turned into creativity. Then creativity becomes confidence. At the age of 12, I was called the young scientist of my school. My principal and my school staff, they called me as an young scientist and young Kalam. I didn't have money to buy robotic kits or tools. I used scrap parts, broken batteries, copper wires from the old fans, boards I taken from the toys, scrap toys. My parents didn't have money to buy robotic kits or tools, but they give something far more powerful, which is the support. Even during our financial struggles, if I made mistake or wasted anything, my parents didn't say stop. They said try again. That small sentence built the foundation of my career, my passion. At the time, something changed in me. Something shook me deeply. A tragic news of Sujit Wilson, a little boy who fell into the borewell at Tamil Nadu, Nadukattupatti. I was also a child at the time. I saw helplessly our country was prayed, hoped, and cried. But unfortunately, a little boy didn't survive. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking, what if we had a robot that could rescue him? So I began sketching ideas. I decided to make a prototype of borewell rescue robot. It had a mechanical arm, a vacuum headrest for baby's head, oxygen tube supply, cameras for monitoring baby's position, safety plates for baby's hands and legs. In that time, I didn't know anything about what the patent was. I didn't know anything how to explain it properly. I had an idea, I want to make it real. My school principal saw my model. That is the only record I had. That is the only proof I had. No YouTube tutorials, no social media, no articles, no patents. Just a little boy trying to solve the biggest problem was happened in the entire world. Then I looked up at the sky. Rockets, satellites, planets. How do they work? Who lifts them up? Why don't they fall? Again, no books, no tutorials, no mentors. So I did what I always do. I made one prototype for the rocket, water rocket. I used a plastic water bottle, cycle tube ball, air pressure using cycle pump. I asked my friends to start countdown 10 to 0. The countdown began 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. After they say 0, I'll remove my thumb. My first rocket will launch. When it is launched, I feel I was an ISRO or NASA scientist. That moment was unforgettable. That day, I decided I want to become an aerospace engineer. That day, my rocket journey began. Then, at the age of 13, I meet the greatest inspiration of my life, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. I read about his journey from Rameshwaram to ISRO, from space to the presidency. I felt I was looking into a mirror of who I wanted to become. That year, I started to build paper gliders, aircraft structures using cardboard. I decided to learn how to aircraft works and aeronautical science, but I had only 50 rupees in my savings. Because my parents didn't have money to buy products, components, motors, I took that 50 rupees, I went for the scrap shop and I collected one broken helicopter, drones, and I went to the home. I just removed the motor from the broken helicopter and I attached it to my aircraft prototype. I gave power supply to that. I threw like this. My aircraft went up for 3 seconds. That day, I learned aeronautical science in just 50 rupees. Then I read about on news the name of Rifa Shahrukh, who builds the world's smallest satellite in the weight of 64 grams. In the time, that news got sensational in aerospace industry. The guy made the world's smallest satellite in the 64-gram weight. Why I can't go smaller? So I decided to make the world's smallest satellite. In that time, the satellite building is not cheaper, not easier. I was just 15. So I decided to reuse and recycle. I collected cheap sensors and leftover sensors, solar panels from the old torches, batteries from the mosquito beds. In home, we all have that. In my age of 15, I built my first satellite prototype, first on the breadboard, then I soldered into the PCB board. I had no lab, no mentors, no helps. And worst of all, I had no laptop. You all know, if you're designing a satellite, definitely you have one laptop or computer for programming purpose. That time, I didn't have any laptop or mobile phone. I went door to door asking my neighbors to lend their laptop for few hours for my project work. They said no. My mom requested the entire street for the laptop for my project work. After 2 months, a kind sister gave me the government issued laptop, which have only 2 GB RAM, 256 GB hard disk. In that laptop, if I need to run a program, it took 5 to 10 minutes. If I need to check one error in the programming code, I would wait 10 to 15 minutes. If I need to upload the program code on my onboard computer system in my satellite, I would wait 20 to 25 minutes. Sometimes it cracks. It automatically turns off. Then I reboot the laptop. I'll start from scratch. But I didn't give up because passion doesn't care about performance. It only cares about the purpose. At the same year, I heard about the Inter-College Innovational National Competition was held at Chennai. I was just 14 on that period. But my principal told me, you go there and learn something. After entering the college, I felt I was tiny. Because that competition is for university engineering students, especially the final year students. They showcased massive projects like electrical, electronics, even drones and aircraft, software projects also. I looked at my model, Chandrayaan-2 model and borewell rescue robot, both made by cardboard. I felt maybe I could belong there. But I told on myself, don't leave without trying. I stood in front of the judges, explained my prototype, explained my idea, innovation, my struggles, my failure, my sleepless nights. They listened and they smiled. In the group of judges, one judge said, "You have something better that the many students lost. That is imagination, courage, and innovation." Then the organization came for the prize announcement. They said 20th place, 15th place, 10th place, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Still no mention of my name. I looked at my mom. I said sorry because I wasted the 2,000 rupees of the ticket cost. If it had means, my family runs up to 1 week. But my mom held my hand and said, "Hard work never fails. Next year, you'll try again. You'll definitely win." Then the organization said first prize goes to Raveen Raj. My mom cried. I stood frozen. My heartbeat was rising. And then I realized your size doesn't matter. Your belief does. Your innovation does. Your talent does. And the college offers one offer for my education. If you are choosing an aeronautical engineering, you will give a full scholarship for your education. I smiled and I said thank you. I wanted to become an aerospace engineer because I fixed that at the age of 12. Then COVID hit, the pandemic situation of the entire world. My higher secondary school was totally locked down. No electronics lab, no mobile phones. I'm helpless. But I didn't stop. I kept building. In that period, I involved in the massive projects like drones, rocket technology, satellites, AI in agriculture technology, etc. In that time, I built the world's smallest satellite in the weight of 55 grams. That is my first world record. After 12th, I joined aerospace engineering at Hindustan University, Chennai. And one moment is there I'll never forget in my life. In my first year, my college and ISRO jointly organized a Space Innovation Expo. I won the first prize in this competition. But what made the moment unforgettable? I was receiving my prize from the great NASA scientist, Dr. Raveen Raj M sir himself. That day, I was just a student receiving my prize and awards. But today, I am sharing this stage with the great NASA scientist, Dr. Raveen Raj M sir. This is not just a full of circle. It is one of the greatest honors in my entire life. And then, my first year, I built the world's smallest and lightest communication satellite in the weight of 7.32 grams. Yes, 7.32 grams. It is lesser than a Indian 10 rupee coin. It is lesser than a 1 sovereign of gold. The satellite contains onboard computer system and sensors like positioning and environmental system. It also have a communication radio module for transmitting real-time data transmission, how the original satellite works. It also have antennas, battery structures, etc. In that time, I didn't know anything about what the Book of Records. After 2 years of research, I submitted into the Book of Records. After 4 months of strict verification done, I was officially certified as an International Asia and India Book of Record holder. I am also applied for the Guinness World Record also. I am still waiting from the updates from the Guinness team. But I didn't stop there. Now I am working on the massive satellite launch attempt, which was I discussed with our Pro-Chancellor sir. I started with no laptop, no mobile phone, no YouTube tutorials, just broken toys and unbreakable hunger to learn. Now I am building satellites, launching my own rocket, mentoring students like me who came from the small places but having dreams beyond the sky. I took this leadership for so many international competitions. NASA AS Cancer competition. In the competition, our team Rising Phoenix got 93% in all over world. And I am also took the leadership of the World Cancer competition, which was conducted by University of Mexico. We got first prize in PDR review. And also, I am working on the in-space rocket and cancer competition. Even I am also working on the drone-related sectors. I am the team leader of Aerothon 2025 and the NIDA drone competition, which was organized by Ministry of Government. To every students listening today, you don't even need a perfect lab. you don't even need a perfect laptop or fancy laptop. Even you don't need a permission. I'm also working on a startup, the aerospace engineering startup. I am working on the reusable and sounding rockets. I done my flight computer already. I'm also working on the satellite technology, femto satellites, nano satellites, cube satellites, and pico satellites. My startup is focused to give a space education to the children, especially the government school children in the Tamil Nadu, all over India. I am also working on the space debris management. I have an unique idea. I am working on that. Start with what you have. Start with what you cares about. Start with what breaks your heart. And build solution for that problem. Because my journey was started on the tragic Sujit Wilson incident. Before I leave the TEDx stage, I want to give a heartfelt thanks first to my parents and to my mentor Dinesh Kumar sir, and our respected Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor Ashok Gargi sir, who give the opportunity to showcase my talent in this TEDx stage. Thank you.